I'm back. Okay, where to start with all of this and this little journey that I'm on? Well, I think the best place to start is actually at the beginning and be kind of really honest about what was going on for me before I came out here. I think the perfect word is burnout, and that's just for many reasons. Menopause absolutely playing a massive part in this, and I'm going to talk a lot more about what I've experienced and share that with you. Just because I'm a menopause coach doesn't mean that I'm immune to it. I've said it so many times, but I've been really struggling, and it's massively affected every area of my life. My love for my business, my self-confidence, my speech, my coordination, my memory. So yeah, I'm gonna dig a little bit deeper into all of that as kind of I go through these little videos with you. I'm so lucky to have been given this opportunity to come out here and do some work, and also to take a little minute to reset as well. It was getting pretty rough, to be fair, as far as like how I was coping with my HRT and the increase in my HRT because of my PMDD condition. So I was juggling a lot. I'm working on a separate project aside from the lab, which I don't think anybody will be surprised about. But it's something that I feel really lucky to be a part of and involved in. It's deeply, the kind of ethos of what this project is about is deeply rooted in me and my belief system of sustainability, how we move through the earth, how we treat the earth, how we treat ourselves. So yeah, I might share a little bit more about that as I go along, but I think everything looks so perfect on social media, and it's often really not the case, is it? I know that, you know, especially from a business point of view, you have to kind of, if you're not posting, you're not visible. And for me, it's really intrusive. I absolutely hate it, if I'm honest. Even though people say all the time, oh, you're so good at this. I find it very intrusive, and it's kind of feeding a machine, and it doesn't feel great, actually. I know I'm not the only business person who feels like that, and yeah, it's been a lot to kind of cope with, really, just constantly putting stuff out there, and it gets to a point where you're just putting stuff out there for the sake of putting stuff out there, just so you've got visibility. And I really want to look at that while I'm here and see what other ways I can do it, which feels more aligned, really, and feels more authentic. And not that what I do isn't authentic, everything is relevant, and I hope a lot of it is really useful, especially around menopause. You know, the information, especially for people like me as well, you know, where, you know, it's not just perimenopause, menopause, there's a whole underlying medical condition that massively feeds into it. And having ADHD, it's really interesting to read all of the extra information now that's coming out about how neurodivergent women are affected by perimenopause and menopause, and how, on top of extra symptoms, and how massively challenging that is. And I saw a statistic, an updated statistic, I think it was yesterday, where the post said 40% of women will now consider leaving their job in perimenopause. And I've got to be really honest, before coming out here, I was ready to just shut the door at work. It was, you know, it's not was, it is, it does affect me, like so many others, quite dramatically. And what does that look like? Anxiety, of course, you know, low mood and this is specifically in the progesterone phase of my HRT. because of PMDD. I have a sensitivity to my body's own progesterone, so by adding extra progesterone, it massively exacerbates what are challenging symptoms anyway to deal with. But yeah, it looks like anxiety, low mood, so I've been microdosing. I don't want to take antidepressants, so I decided to microdose, and it definitely helps. It looks like complete lack of coordination. My speech is impaired, my thought processes are severely impaired, and brain fog, of course. And as a business owner and a single mum, you know, it's a lot to contend with, and I just felt beaten with it, as I know so many women do. So I'm going to start to talk a little bit more about it. I think as well it's really difficult to be consistent. That's something else that is a struggle. I've so much to say, I've got so much information to share, but being consistent about doing that, I don't always feel like it. I don't always feel like jumping on here and being present and visible, even though I guess people expect that. So yeah, there's the start. It's out there. It's out there. That's what was going on for me before I got here, and when the opportunity arose to come out here, I just absolutely grabbed it with both hands. Stay tuned. I'll tell you more.